This is for information and educational purposes only. Now, if you happen to have some plant material and you want to decarboxylate it before you do something with it. Now, if you were to smoke it, the heat itself would pull off the acid group from the THCA, converting it to THC, and you wouldn't have to worry about decarboxylating because it happens instantly. But if you want to decarboxylate, there's a number of different ways you can do it. You can look it up on the internet, but basically it's you put your ground weed on a parchment paper on a cookie sheet, put it in the oven at 250 degrees for 30 minutes. Time and temperature will change based on the stove, but you don't want to leave it in there too long, and you don't want to raise the temperature too much because you'll begin to burn off or vaporize off the cannabinoids once you get into the 300 degrees, and you'll also lose a lot of the valuable terpenes, so the weed won't taste as good. But you kind of have to do this before you make an edible out of the product. And I'm not too familiar with these butter makers or oil makers where you put the weed in the oil or the butter, melt it down and let it sit there. Depending on the time and the temperature, that may decarboxylate it enough. But if I was going to use one of those butter makers so I could cook or bake with it, I would decarboxylate the product first in the oven and then put it in the butter or the oil maker. And that way I knew the THCA was activated into THC.